We're live from Bucharest, Romania, and the internet is currently exploding.
It's on fire. Why is it on fire, Andrew?
Because I just finished, well, in fact, it was actually last week. I did an interview with Piers Morgan, and it's just gone out into the Matrix. The Matrix has put the video out there. They edited it by about 50%. They removed most of my good points and tried to make me look as bad as possible.
50?
I don't think you look bad at all.
Neither do I. They tried very hard to make me look bad. To be honest with you, like, I don't want to insult Piers. Piers and I have disagreed on a bunch of issues. Yeah. Throughout history, we've been disagreeing on a bunch of stuff. I don't know if he knew that before I got there, but me and Piers have argued for years and years, especially when I back had a Twitter account. And I've disagreed with him massively also throughout this scamdemic because he was super take the experimental drug and I was against it. But
and that's not something you discuss on the show.
But before the show, to give Piers credit, he said, "Listen, we're gonna do this show for the viewers at home. Let's try not to make it a shouting match." And I was like, "Okay, that's fine." And I agreed, but that means every time he talks, you have to shut up. So it's very difficult to even get a point across. And I'm very happy that 99% of the comments on the video are people saying, "You didn't let him talk. You didn't let him talk. You didn't let him talk."
No, to be fair, he let you talk enough. I've seen him do that with some people, Tommy Robinson, a few others, where he just literally shouted at them for 20 minutes. And you called him out on that years ago. But to be fair, you got some very, very good points across. And
but he didn't let me talk more because he knew that the more I talk, the more the people at home will understand me. But the overall public reception is very, very good. The people understand that I was unfairly treated, unfairly banned.
And he does agree with that, actually.
He did agree.
And he does agree with that, yeah, to be fair. And most of the people at home understand that. And that's what's very interesting. The Matrix itself has banned me en masse, then lied about me with a huge smear campaign, trying their very best to convince the populace that I am evil, and they have failed. Because 99% of the comments you read about me on any video about me are positive.
Yeah.
Every single person saying good things.
How do you call the show Piers Morgan Uncensored and you censored 50% of the show? How does that happen? But in all fairness to Piers Morgan on controversial figures, he goes in on them. He'll cut them off in conversation, but to start off and say, let's not get into a shouting match when he's doing everything to instigate a shouting match.
L3's mate.
That dork, yeah.
That dork. So he's obsessed. He's always, every 5 seconds, girls drive better than me. Girls drive better than me. The guy's weird. And he makes videos about me. And all of his comment section is people disagreeing with him. Any video I make, everybody agrees and says top G. That guy is making videos about me. And all his own fans are calling him a loser. Well, imagine.
No. Viewers. Not fans. Don't say fans. We have fans. They have viewers.
But imagine sitting on the internet all day, every day. Difference. Imagine being him, right? He wastes his life doing reaction videos. He doesn't do any of the cool shit we do. He doesn't go on yachts. He doesn't fly around on private jets. He doesn't live a fun life. He's sitting there doing reaction videos all the time, and that's his life. And most of the comments on his own videos are calling him a loser. Like, is that just some I like to be abused shit? Is this some self-machoism weird? Like, because he wears dresses as well. I put the picture up before. He likes to wear his dresses, and he's obsessed with girls being better than him at driving. Is it just like a submissive thing?
Yeah, Piers Morgan, I actually really liked the interview. I think it was great. I think that he came at you, as he probably should have, with some of the hardest misconceptions and the biggest out-of-context points. But that's, I think, what the audience and a lot of people who are unfamiliar with who you are really wanted to see. So I think he did a good job. The two stupid things he did, I wouldn't say stupid, trying to, ask, oh, you've been on Alex Jones's podcast. Do you agree with this one thing he did? I didn't really know about that about myself either. You've done Vice, you've done Piers Morgan. Do you agree with everything they say? Of course not. And one of the other things, why did he ask you? And we're going to touch this topic because this was a topic we never touched before, ever, on any emergency meeting. Why did he ask you what you think of transgenders?
Well, what he's trying to do is
why?
I'll tell you why. Because the Matrix is.
We've never discussed transgenders.
No, but I'll tell you exactly why he did it. I have currently exhausted the ammunition the Matrix has against me. They have built up a bunch of ammo trying to convince the world that I'm dangerous to women and I'm a misogynist. They've loaded their clip and they've fired every single fucking bullet in the gun at me. Top G. I stood there like Neo, but I'm not Neo, I'm Morpheus. And I absorbed all the bullets and refused to die. What they want to do is hope I make a mistake. So they asked me loaded questions of what I think of trans people, so I can sit there and say, well, I don't agree with that. So they can start a new campaign. Yeah. Controversial kickboxer and well-known misogynist who's now anti-trans people, and they can start all over again. They're trying to make me make a mistake because they can't print the same story twice. And their old stories are boring, and no one wants to hear it anymore because everyone knows it's a fucking lie. So they're trying to trap me, and that's why I didn't answer the question, because I know exactly what he's trying to do.
And you know what, though, for the record, I have one of the most simplified opinions on trans people that I don't understand, that most people don't get, and most people don't like to talk about. If plastic surgery is readily available in a capitalist society, and a surgeon is willing to fix your nose straight, give you fake tits, do leg extensions for men, if all these surgeries are completely purchasable on the free market, and an adult individual, individual decides to go and get that surgery done, why the fuck would I have a problem with that any more than I would with a girl?
Yeah, but they don't care. They don't care about our genuine opinion. They were trying to set a trap. They're trying to set a trap, trying to find new ammo. That's what the Matrix has been doing against me for a very long time. I want everyone at home to understand something. I know I'm the one who's been living this reality. You guys have been tuning in for the show, but I got canceled nearly 2 months ago now, and I've been living this reality. I've been dealing with the consequences of being canceled en masse. I've been dealing with the consequences of reporters contacting everyone who's ever known me, trying to get stories about me that don't exist, people trying to lie about me, people being bribed and offered huge amounts of money to tell stories that aren't real.
Damn.
I've managed to contain and control it all. Every single interview is a trap. Every single Matrix-led opportunity is a trap. All of it. People don't understand how difficult it is to sit there, listen to a guy who constantly interrupts you, answer his questions. And the reason if you actually analyze very carefully, there was a slight microsecond in some of my delivery, which is unlike me, is because I was analyzing his speech for traps. I knew what he was trying to do. I'm trying to make sure that they don't get a new bunch of ammo to restart the machine, because the machine is almost out of fuel. Right. They have nothing more they can do. They have nothing more they can say to me. The machine's almost out of fuel. It's done. So because of that, they're trying very hard to try and find something and get something. So I'm very, very careful. So that's why the entire internet's blowing up. But all the comments are positive, completely unlike the guy who wears the dress, who loves girls to be in charge of him.
No idea.
He must love getting beaten up. He must love getting beaten up by girls, bro.
No. I'm sorry. I know you told me not to go down this route. I remember the one word he always says about driving is empirical evidence, empirical evidence, empirical evidence. And it's annoying because he talks about crash statistics as though that's the metrics of a good driver. There are no female and male segregations in driving. It's a completely fair battlefield. Unlike basketball, unlike running, unlike swimming.
Reaction time.
And of the 771 Formula One drivers that there have ever been in the history of the sport, 5 have been women. So, like, empirical evidence, shouldn't he just, like, agree that he's wrong?
No, the guy's a loser.
No, but isn't that, like, his whole thing?
His own fans hate him to the point that his pinned comment on his own video is, "Oh, go defend Andrew Tate below." Like, he imagine giving up your life to the internet and nobody even likes what you say.
Imagine us spending 3 hours here and everyone talking about how H3 is better than us.
We would never do that. But it's the opposite. Everyone's here saying we're top G's and those guys are losers, and they're sitting there just getting insulted. I think they like being abused.
Maybe.
I think that's why he's like he's a submissive.
He's a fan of your favorite rapper, who we'll get to in a minute after a few super chats.
You know what? I didn't even consider this, but to be the most Googled man on the planet, I'm sure that they have interns and underlings at these media companies that are tasked with digging up as much of your past life as possible to try to further expose you. And I find it ever more interesting that there's nothing within his past life. In fact, there's people that have come out to talk about Andrew, women specifically, about his character outside of whatever character that he was playing that got him kicked off of the internet. So if the people in your background or your history can't verify you being a misogynist, and if you give examples and you demonstrate clips that have been taken out of context, if you watch all that and you still hate the guy, then you probably have to check your own perceived biases. The portions of the interview that I think Andrew probably did lose was the one where he was talking about property. And I think the way that Piers Morgan was structuring that argument was a little bit more coherent as to why utilizing the word property is problematic, if you want to use that woke term. And then also watching who refers to himself as the top G be overrun by Piers Morgan in a conversation wasn't really top G-esque. But at the same time, I'm so happy that Andrew Tate held his composure during that interview, because it really demonstrated how to conduct yourself from an intellectual conversation when you're being approached by the ops. But yeah, taking out 50% of the video was absolutely crazy to me. You'd have to imagine that they have to take out some component of the video because they gotta scrunch it down and to fit in within a certain segment. That's why I think it's important for these public figures that do interviews like that to have a voice recorder in their pocket just in case they want to release the entire interview. But nevertheless, I think that his appearance on that show was a net positive for male's content in general. And I also think it was a net positive for his public image and perception. When I talk to women in public regarding his image, specifically women that do not like him, they sum him up to be an absolutely abhorrent, evil person. And I don't know if that particular interview with Piers Morgan showed him being evil. In fact, I know it didn't. Guys, do me a favor, leave your comments down below. Let's have a discussion regarding this one also as well. I did a reaction to like 90% of the Piers Morgan Andrew Tate interview. I'll leave a link to that live stream down below as well for you guys to take a look at to see my particular thoughts in the moment. Until next time, YouTube, peace.